folks, mainstream media, they have been ignoring pretty much the white supremacist comments of Iowa Republican Congressman Steve King. Media Matters, of course, last week we had him on the show saying 5 times more coverage of a freshman congresswoman from Detroit calling Trump a MF than Steve King's comment. Well, the constant pressure continued over the weekend as Republicans were put in a position where they had no choice but to condemn Steve King, saying that white nationalists, white supremacists, Western civilization, how did that language become offensive? Well, of course, remember on Friday, we had Congressman Tim Ryan of Ohio saying he was looking into filing a resolution for censure. Well, today, Congressman Bobby Rush of Illinois will introduce a resolution to actually censure him. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, a lot of people out there, of course, who had all these New Year's resolutions with the first of the year. We know what happens. They promise to eat better, and then they want to go work out and start walking more, and they want to put down the ribs and the fried chicken and the cakes, and then that's going to last about 3 days, then it's all good. Well, the issue for a lot of us is, where do you start? Now, de-herbs cleanse is one of the ways that some folks look to. I've actually done it a couple of times, and I'm currently doing it right now. And so I know the doc who developed this, and again, it's a full body cleanse. And the thing about it is, it's a little different, and it takes some getting used to, especially if you're a meat lover like myself. So first and foremost, what happens is they have a 10-day cleanse and they have a 20-day cleanse. I've done both of those as well. What you do is, it's all a matter of which one you do, raw fruits and vegetables. That's it. So no processed foods, no fried foods. You can't have meats, any of those things. You can't even have cooked vegetables. The whole point of this is really to detox and cleanse your entire body. It's to help you get rid of the toxic buildup that will not only drag you down, but also could be very dangerous if you don't do anything about it. The purpose of the cleanse is to make you feel better, stop dragging, and also give you more energy. Now, if you want to lose some stubborn pounds, you could start the de-herbs full body cleanse. And here's what I want you to do. Like I say, I'm on it. I started last Monday. So this is actually day 8 of the 20-day cleanse. And now again, hasn't been the easiest thing. I mean, it's hard to pass up at 3-piece, but you got to do it. And so down 11 pounds since last week. But again, it's all about cleansing your system. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to deherbs.com. That's DHERBS.com, and use the promo code Roland. You will get a discount at your checkout. Again, it's deherbs.com. You can also call 866-4DHERBS. That's 866-4DHERBS. 866-4DHERBS. Again, use the promo code Roland. This is all about, again, you starting off the new year, 2019, trying to be a new you. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. This is what Rush said in a statement. This Congress will not turn a blind eye to its repugnant and racist behavior. Anything short of censure would be shallow. Now, the third-ranking member of the Democratic House leadership team, Congressman Jim Clyburn of South Carolina, is also introducing a censure resolution. He told the Washington Post he was moved to act by Tuesday's 90th anniversary of the birth of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is what Congressman Clyburn said. I call this a tale of two kings. We've got to break our silence on these kinds of things. Now, Republicans, of course, they were not so silent about this. Pressure had to be placed upon them. Guess who finally said something today? Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. This is what he told the Washington Post. I have no tolerance for such positions, and those who espouse these views are not supporters of American ideals and freedoms. Representative King's statements are unwelcome and unworthy of his elected position. If he doesn't understand why white supremacy is offensive, he should find another line of work. Now remember, these are the same Republicans who for years have worked with Congressman Steve King, have campaigned for him, have sought his endorsement on many issues, and have ignored his previous racist comments. They spent lots of time on the Sunday morning shows yesterday sharing their views about Steve King.
Omar, so I came out at the very moment. That language has no place in America. That is not the America I know, and it's most definitely not the party of Lincoln.
Should he be punished for it?
I have a scheduled meeting with him on Monday. And I will tell you this. I've watched on the other side that they do not take action when their members say something like that. Action will be taken. I'm having a serious conversation with Congressman Steve King on his future and role in this Republican Party.
What does that mean?
Because as a leader, there is a number of things you'll see that has taken place. But I will not stand back as a leader of this party, believing in this nation that all are created equal, that stands or continues to stand and have any role with us.
Well, you've seen all of our House leaders, from Kevin McCarthy, myself, Liz Cheney, rejecting what Steve King said, pushing back and calling on him to come back and denounce it. I would recommend that Steve King go and read the op-ed by our colleague, Senator Tim Scott, which was very poignant. I will say, George, as they talk about Steve King on the Democrat side, we've pushed back against his comments. There have been many Democrats who have said not only highly offensive things, aligned themselves with anti-Semites, have called on physical violence. They haven't pushed back on any of that language. We've got to raise the bar on civility, George. We need to call it out on the Republican side and the Democrat side. I've been willing to call it out on both. It's time those Democrat leaders you just mentioned call it out when it happens on their side as well.
But yes or no, will Republican leaders call for any action against Congressman King?
I would imagine we're going to continue talking about this. This just popped up on Friday. We were very quick to reject those comments. There is no place for hate, for bigotry, or anybody who supports that ideology. It's evil ideology. We all ought to stand up against it. But it's easy when the Democrats condemn a Republican. I don't see the Democrats condemning Democrats on their side who are doing this kind of thing and using this kind of language, George.
What Steve King said was stupid. It was stupid, it was hurtful, it was wrong, and he needs to stop it. I think all of us ought to be united, regardless of party, in saying white supremacism, white nationalism is hatred, it is bigotry, it is evil, it is wrong. And I think we need that clarity, and I'm certainly going to urge everyone to provide that clarity.
Except he wasn't so clear as to whether or not he would not endorse Steve King in the future. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all also know that it was Steve King who was chair of Ted Cruz's campaign, right? Yeah. So the question also, will Republicans support the censure? Now, folks, it is 6:12 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. We still don't know what happened in the meeting with Kevin McCarthy and Steve King. So exactly what are Republicans going to do? I don't think they're going to do jack. Okay? Not going to do jack. Because you know what? Guess who also hasn't said anything? The chairwoman of the Republican Party, Ronna Romney McDaniel. Nothing. I've been in her Twitter feed. Haven't seen jack. Donald Trump, up until today, hadn't said anything. Well, today he was off to New Orleans, even though he said he was going to Asheville. He was clueless where this farm convention was. He was asked by reporters about this. He had a brief meeting with the press before he left the White House via helicopter. A reporter asked him whether he had any comment on Steve King's latest racist comments. Here's Trump.
I haven't been following it. I really haven't been following it.
Do y'all realize how much TV this man watches? All he does is spend his time on watching Fox News and on Twitter. Oh, now I got it. Because he watches Fox News, that's why he has seen the story. Because Fox News has pretty much ignored the Steve King story. Because it probably appeals to their viewers. I mean, they literally spent no time. In fact, Media Matters said that the time they did spend on this story, they framed it as Steve King fighting critics of the story. Really? Well, this is the man who said he somehow missed this. I'm going to play it again. This is what Donald Trump said.
I haven't been following it. I really haven't been following it.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand something. So because you haven't been following it, you can't comment? If someone says, this is what Steve King said, you can't offer a comment about that? Really? You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.